Right now as he's in his green screen / 80s music video. This is the Attachment Point News Roundtable. We got Amber Wuollet today, who almost scared me out of making videos. She's so good. And excited to talk to you guys about conferences coming up, about any videos queued up, any new projects, your new marketing project, Gold Penguin, a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, lots going on.
I learned about lowlights today. So I never heard that word, and I saw your video, Amber, and I was like, I'm just a dense guy, and I'm just like, oh, she looks kind of different. I don't know what it is, and then I watched the video, and it's like lowlights, like, oh, she got her hair done. I get it. Okay, I didn't even know that was a thing. So in light of that, and to celebrate that, I got my hair done too for ITC.
Oh,
as you tell.
Looking good. It's looking fresh.
And I have a guest with me.
It's a big 80s music video.
Hey, say hi.
The VIP. Next generation insurance nerd right there. Yeah.
So preparing for ITC. I don't know what your schedule is like, Amber, but next week is, if I survive next week, it'll be a miracle.
Yeah, I was telling a friend that I'll be speaking at the Insurance Nerds Day conference, presuming I survive the next 9 days.
It's Vegas, so it's very questionable, you know. Vegas with a bunch of people are amped to be together, because usually we all feel like we're operating on our own islands a little bit, or connect on these platforms, and you actually get everybody in a room. It's like surprisingly fun. I snuck out last year for a happy hour. Meeting somebody like Abel Travis in person, meeting you the next morning. I kind of got scared by my own branding last year. That was the first time people came up to me, were like, Broker Brett. I was like, oh shoot, it's working. I'm scared. Awesome. This is attention.
Amber, I have a question. Since you've been doing videos, have you noticed that when you do go to conferences or whatever, that like people know who you are, like ahead of time? They're like, oh, I know, like you make eye contact, you realize they know you, but you don't know who they are. Has that happened?
A couple of times. I think it's really funny the way that, or the episodes that people catch, you know, so that kind of shapes how they know me. But it's really funny because Rob Galbraith stopped by my office the other day. He was in Columbus, and someone recognized him from my video.
That's awesome.
So I put him on the map. You're welcome, Rob.
Yes, yes, exactly.
She's still riding the mileage from that one video. I mean, that put him on another level. That's funny. But yeah, no, you've been killing it. How's Bold Penguin going so far? I've heard phenomenal things about the company, the culture, their products. I've never been on the platform myself, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, I mean, it's all true. It's been an incredible ride so far. So much exciting stuff going on. Definitely stay tuned for ITC. I will be sharing some of our upcoming stuff. It's very, very cool. So it's just a really fun time to be joining the organization when there's so much going on. And right before ITC, and the team and the culture, I mean, I feel like people will think I'm like, you know, a page shill or something, but I'm serious. It really is that awesome. I'm in Columbus right now, and I'm like overlooking downtown. I can almost see the Chase Tower, and it's kind of surreal, but it's been an awesome journey so far.
Heck yeah. And yeah, Nick's
what's the schedule like? Are you going to Columbus weekly? How's that work?
Yep. So typically I fly out Mondays and fly back Thursdays. So I'm in Minneapolis for long weekends, and then I'll be moving full-time next spring, summer. And then I'll like
moving
settle into the suburbs. Yeah.
Is it gonna take you out of Minnesota?
Yeah, I mean, you spend 3 consecutive days outside of Minneapolis and you lose your Minnesota card. I mean, it's regulation, so can't fight it.
Are you going to be like a Ohio State fan or a Cleveland Browns fan?
So I graduated from the U of M. So I have a lot of gopher gear that is probably not going to go away. So just throwing that out there.
You'll be the only one with brown and gold in the Horseshoe Stadium.
Maroon and gold, Nick. Maroon.
Maroon? I think it's brown.
I'm gonna check. I actually do some work, so I support on the alumni board. So I have like the full color codes and brand guidelines. So I will verify that.
Brett, I think you should bring up the Minnesota logo right now so we can get like a poll question or something. Is this brown or is this maroon? And I have a feeling, since I didn't know what a low light was, I have a feeling it's probably going to be maroon.
Yeah. Yes. A low lit maroon, if you will.
So Bold Penguin gonna have. I talked to Neil last week, and you guys are going all out at ITC. So can you foreshadow?
Ooh.
We will be everywhere. So
Wait, well, okay. The most important thing is, is there a way I can bring home some sort of penguin paraphernalia to my kids?
It's possible.
They're in the car right now too, so you got to be careful what you say. We don't want to get any hopes up too high. Don't want little guy let down.
We will probably have some items and some fun stuff and some fun activities. So yeah, if you don't follow Bold Penguin already on social, definitely you're gonna want to follow before ITC, because this is going to be some fun stuff. And Nick will definitely bring you into some of the fun. Now, are you there the full conference, Nick?
I'm going to attend the wholesalers conference in San Diego. So I fly out Saturday to San Diego. I'll be there all day Sunday, and then Monday morning I'll drive to Vegas. So I'll be there almost the whole week.
Oh, cool.
I was trying to catch Nick when he's down here. Maybe I'll do it. And to work on your discussion, I got what we're looking for. Let's see here what the verdict is. Is that a brown? Oh, it's a little maroon. I can see that. It's almost like a cardinal. But
so you can kind of see why I thought it might have been brown, right?
I feel very vindicated right now.
I feel I'm pretty embarrassed right now. Yeah, that's not brown.
You can make it up in Vegas with the drink, kind
of. Yeah. If you have a dunk tank, Amber, I think I'm gonna have to sit in it.
Bold Penguin dunk tank, it really has like a ring to it. I might need to add that into our on-site presence. Gonna ideate on that.
Say a little water friendly, yeah, thematic, definitely.
We can work it in.
Wait. There's a penguin costume.
Oh yeah.
That has to come to Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There will be a penguin.
Maybe that's my punishment.
I think he did this on purpose. I think he knew it was red, and he's just trying to find a way to reverse engineer himself into the penguin costume.
I wanted to get into the penguin costume. I have the penguin pin on my backpack.
There you go.
It would be a fun story, like a fun Vegas story. Like, I went to a conference and I came home and there was a penguin costume in my suitcase. I don't know how that happened.
What happens in Vegas, it's a perfect place for that kind of shenanigans.
Yeah.
It is pretty
yeah. So when it comes to Bold Penguin, there was actually a quick conversation on the Insurance Nerds Slack channel today, because there's companies coming out doing small business stuff, small business related stuff, and a lot of it keeps coming back to Bold Penguin's building this platform that's extremely unique. And for those Amber that are listening that may not be aware, could you kind of summarize what specifically how Bold Penguin's kind of innovating in the insurance space?
Yeah, absolutely. So on the commercial side, there's been a lot of pain points for many, many years, as I'm sure all those in agency and carrier who are watching can relate to. So there's a few problems there, and a lot of it comes down to both the agency experience and getting the right risk and the kind of matching the coverage to the risk in a efficient time period. So Bull Penguin has an infrastructure that brings in all of the players and can really get the right risks to the right carriers, to the right agencies. There's a number of ways that we do that. I think probably the most well-known might be the exchange. So the exchange is when you have a risk, a prospect, and you're not able to write it, doesn't match your risk. Bull Penguin has a way to take that risk, take that prospect, monetize it, and then get them coverage. I think that's one of the more commonly known ones.
Being boots on the ground, trying to sell small business insurance, it's so helpful because you never want to say no and you want to work on random projects. But if you can get it off your plate and onto somebody else's who's going to deliver it in a day instead of 2 weeks because you're dragging your feet because you're not used to that risk, I think it's a win all the way around.
So much variability in small commercial. I mean, I come from the personal line side, and I always thought of commercial lines as like the wild, wild west because there's so much uniqueness to each risk, and you really have to have a deep level expertise. When you're looking at like personal lines, property, for example, certainly houses vary from one to another, but not to the extent that businesses vary from one to the other. And as an agent, you may not want to write every risk. You may not want to write that person that comes in with a human hamster wheel.
Yeah.
So.
And I think, especially when you're like starting out, you need to have your lane, and then you can kind of add to it as you go. But as a newer agent, get rich in your niche, like Nick would talk about.
Exactly. I think the specialization can be key, and so the exchange really helps funnel that, both sending in prospects and then on the other side receiving prospects to get them written and get them coverage, and then also we're really building out an infrastructure that supports all of the players. So it's bringing in the carriers, bringing in the quoting, bringing in the small businesses into one platform.
Nice.
And that's some really exciting work. I mean, I think about how rapidly the industry is evolving on the personal line side. You see, you've got all of the insurtechs that we're all familiar with, especially on the auto and like the renter side. But commercial lines has kind of like behind, and to see kind of leapfrog in some ways is really, really exciting.
It's cool. Yeah, then Nick, you guys are going crazy. Talk about specializing, talk about sending business to where it needs to be on the flood side. You guys are really staying busy, it sounds like, for Rethought. Yeah.
Well, it's just the whole nat cat space is just crazy. Not only in flood, but we're seeing all sorts of activity in California wildfire. It's just unbelievable. The amount of property carriers that their books, so that the disasters that happened the last 2 years, they can kind of get that under control. So I think a lot of property carriers have discovered that they're just overexposed more so than they want to be. So that's an area we're also looking at. For small business, it's the BI, the property. That's sort of the angle that we've approached it from, is trying to tackle that really complex stuff that's geospatially sensitive, tough to underwrite, but potentially very large premiums.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wildfire is tough coverage, tough risk to really accurately assess and insure in a lot of areas right now.
Yeah, tough to automate too. We can throw a lot of tech at it, but in a lot of cases, it still needs human hands on it.
Oh, kind of interesting. I was hearing that some tech that they developed at PayPal turned into Palantir, and they said you can't have human eyes on everything because it takes too much time. And the robots, the crawlers, they're not that good at reading all the data and parsing through it, but basically like the machines end up simplifying what the human eyes end up seeing and kind of working on. I thought that was a pretty cool way to, see how all that kind of fell together. Nick's taking us on a tour now.
Yeah, I feel like
that's happening
more and more. Oh.
Well, we call it bionic at Fineo, kind of using the tech to enable the agent, but knowing you're still going to need a human in the process. So, is that the house, Nick? I've never seen the outside.
It's the garage.
That's cool.
I live in an old New England home, so that's the backyard.
Yeah.
There, and there's the kid behind me playing in the car. Yes, we let him play with toys. There's my sister-in-law's RV visiting from Oregon.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I had lunch with the guy that started Harbor Point Analytics. He's actually here in the New Hampshire area, and we talked about small commercial the whole time and how, you know, there's this wave of automation that's occurring. And just by chance, like I mentioned on the Slack channel, someone brought up one of these new venture-backed firms. And that was like a big thing is, you know, you have a lot of firms that want control over the underwriting process. So they're going to create a carrier, take some risk. And I don't know, like, I just think that's going to struggle against an organization that has access to multiple markets and has lots of options.
It's like the Attune guys writing on Blackboard, which is an AIG owned, you know, small business paper, and they automate a lot of underwriting. Yeah, I'm still a fan of the broker model at the end of the day. You go to the quick tools, honestly, like Cover Wallet, I think is a nice hybrid right now where they have access to good paper and they make the implementation of the quote easy. You know, it's almost like the first pass now, and if that doesn't work, you bust out your accords, do your supplementals, do everything else. Yeah. So.
I don't think Amber can comment on that.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, we'll pull it back.
I agree.
Yeah. So it's just interesting that, like, you know, for my P&C stuff, I'm in Chrome, I'm in Internet Explorer, I got 14 tabs saved, I have a Google spreadsheet. I just don't think next generation is gonna want to work like that or be expecting to work like that. Or I think if we're trying to bring new people in insurance, it's got to be cleaner, you know. So,
yeah, the expectations definitely shift rapidly. Generations roll up. What was acceptable and normal, even like, I mean, I'm not that old, and I think about all the workarounds that we had and all the, you know, like 15 different systems up on your two screens, and you have some paper stuff, and that was just normal and accepted. But I think, yeah, I was probably like one of the last age brackets that was like, oh yeah, paper calculations, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm 34. Like the moving company I was at, we had carbon paper. We had a typewriter for like envelopes at times. You know, there's definitely faxes going on regularly for insurance suits. So you wonder why I get so excited about insurance. I came from the moving and storage world. It's like, I don't have to chase contractors. I don't have to try to do collections. Sweet. You know, people pay again the next year. Yeah, and then I always tell a story. I thought it was going to be way easier to get going on my own. I didn't realize how sticky the paper was, how hard it is to move, how long the relationship's been, how many people have been paid off in carbs over numerous years, and now they're, you know, they're stuck with their brokers in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget you're not a like existing lifer in the insurance industry because you're so prevalent everywhere. How long have you been in insurance?
So I got licensed in 2014 and was part-time for 3 years, maybe 3.5. But I helped out with the data visualization startup around 2014, 15. That failed, you know, more or less. We built a product for banks, but they didn't want it. But that got me around the startup scene early. So when I hopped in insurance, I was like, oh, there's a lot of change here that needs to happen. Oh, you know, everyone's older. And then I thought it was gonna be easier than it was, candidly, though. It's hard. It's a hard space to sell.
Yeah, it's easy to underestimate from the outside.
Yep, 1000%. And all the people saying they tried direct to consumer didn't work, you know, guilty as charged. But yeah, I think it makes a ton of sense. I'm pretty good with quantitative reasoning and then sales background, and grew up playing a lot of poker and sports, and, you know.
Good combo.
Yeah, it all comes together for insurance in an interesting way. I got guys like Nick and Tony.
Insurance.
Yeah, totally. Tony got me to write. Yeah.
I think we should set up an online poker table.
Yeah.
Or poker tournaments for insurance nerds, and see who's the best underwriter, who's the best gambler.
There you go.
I'll bring my Bull Penguin poker chips.
Oh yes, make that happen. Do you know a marketing person there?
I can ask around.
See if they got the budget. Yeah. Okay. But I blame Nick and the guys. I make a bad joke that they pretty womaned me. You know, that they really helped me get in the forefront. Nick found me out there and helped me really kind of get a thumbprint on the game. So I blame the insurance guys for having a good presence in all of this. You know, it's fun. Then the books too. When's the Amber Wuollet marketing guide for insurance coming out?
Next week.
There you go. 200 page. You guys, I feel bad for missing Insurance Nerds Day in Dallas. The Fineo guys will be out next week. I'll be busy running around here. You know, anything any other exciting guests on that, or who else are you guys excited to have out for Insurance Nerds Day?
Oh, we got a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna be a busy day. We got Chris Jarvis in the morning, and I've been talking to him, and he's got an entire presentation. So, in 30 minutes to try to squeeze in how to go from the 5% to the 1% to the top 0.1%. And, we talked about it, and I'm like, that's just a topic that's awesome, because you're going to have students who are just beginning their careers, who could be pretty interested in wanting to learn like the mindset that it takes to get, wealthy. But then, just the conversation that, one of the first ones that Rob and I had on the podcast was, we're Generation X, and there's a lot of us who are like stuck in middle management or, and it's like,
I thought you used an
this
expletive,
insurance,
but you just said stuck in.
Yeah, well, this insurance thing is great, but, what about us? It hasn't become lucrative or hasn't become that much fun for us. We're kind of stuck. And so he's going to give that presentation. And then there's, of course, Bill Wilson and I'll be sitting in on that. And there's just a whole bunch of stuff. And then the final keynote speaker, I forget her name, but she's supposed to be special. It's funny because I watched the video today, and the person that was doing the video also forgot, so she must not be very memorable.
I heard she's going to amp people up, though. There's going to be probably riots afterwards, so I don't know.
T-shirt cannon?
To get it.
Yeah, sorry.
I heard there was going to be brick wall crashing.
That's
probably
awesome.
Some riots. Probably some. Yeah, it's going to be.
Heck yeah.
Can you foreshadow that? Do you know what you're going to talk about? Can you leak it?
Yeah. So I probably won't incite people to riot, but I will hopefully incite people to kind of double down on finding their community and continuing to engage in their career. I just think about, I won't give my speech now, but how much Insurance Nerds has changed my life, and just like finding community. And I found that in American Family, and it's one of the reasons that I became a lifer in insurance, is because of my community and the incredible relationships I built there. People I'm still really good friends with. And then finding it outside, my organization. And that was a game changer. And just really becoming involved. So just kind of how many doors that opens, and how to do that, and how it really can just be a game changer. So no matter what stage that career you're at, obviously it'd be good to start off doing that, like engaging industry level as the new grads, but at any time in your career you can really jump in and start tagging along.
Yeah, I always say it's some of the smartest, nicest people I met, yourselves included. It's a cool crew. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, let me go find my football helmet. I'm going to go run through a wall.
There you go.
Right
Get
now.
it. Get it.
I don't need to hear it. I'm running through a wall right now.
Ready? Pumped?
I'm pumped.
That's what I'm
Amber.
talking about.
Awesome.
That's what I'm talking about.
Awesome.
Cool. My job is done here.
There you go. Perfect. All right. I don't want to hold you guys too long. We got conferences coming. We got all sorts of exciting things on the radar. I'll definitely get Insurance Day, and I'll get ITC info in on this post, get it up next day or two. But thanks for coming on, Amber. It was awesome talking.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really fun to chat.
Hey, guys.
Catch you guys soon.
See you next week.
See ya.
Cool.